Whew, just got home from work. I had the diesel heater running, which was all fine and dandy, but it was rainy and cold and miserable today, and my batteries, they're not great. It's like a whole, I don't know, the ants did that. I'm gonna have to clean that up. Anyway, I don't know what you can see. Sorry, I got my headlamp on here. Charging this up with the 10 amp, and says it's at 60%, and it was reading low earlier. Alright, well, we'll let that go for a while. Off-grid life, baby! Charged it up to 80%. It was reading 12.5, now it's saying 12.4. It's better than 11.9, but I don't have time tonight just to let that charger go for hours and hours, so it's as good as it's going to be for tonight. Well, I've only got a couple lights on, and my batteries went from 12.5 after I charged them to 12.3 in a matter of about 10 minutes. Ramsey, do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? It's November 1st, and we're getting our first snow. How about now? See that? Yep. Snow. Do you remember what snow looks like? Do you remember what snow looks like? You will soon, because it's back, baby. Whether you like it or not. I'm gonna do a little experiment. Batteries are at 12.1. Happy face is just neutral. I'm gonna unhook my charge controller. I don't even know. Sorry about the lighting. Here you go. I'm gonna unhook my charge controller, and I'm gonna turn on the generator and charge up my batteries with the battery charger until the charger gets to 100%, and we'll see how the batteries perform after that, because last time, as you know, I only charged them up as it just got to 80% and I shut it off because it was at night and I just needed to have a shower and go to bed. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to hook up the charger, and yeah, let's get these batteries up to 100% today. Because, I mean, there's not going to be any sun today. As you can see, there are still a couple little small flakes coming down. Maybe you can't see, but there are. Yeah, today is just a rain and snow day. So it's a perfect time to go ahead and just try and get these batteries charged up with the charger. Come over here where you can hopefully hear me better. Yeah, I've just got the, look at the snow. It's really sticking now. Got the battery charger on kind of a slow charge. It's putting 10 amps in. So it went from low to 80% in less than 2 hours so far. I'm going to try to get it up to 100 and kind of test things out from there. I'm also going to need to get my snow brush out of the shed. It's in there buried somewhere. I do have to run to town. I've got an appointment. And this is the last of my wood. This is the last truckload of wood. It's getting snowed on now, but I can't quite put it in the shed because my friend's little side-by-side is still in here. And tomorrow the snow is supposed to end and the sun's supposed to come out, so I'll pull this out of here tomorrow and hopefully get the rest of that wood piled in back there. Well, that's something. Generator's running, charging up my batteries, and I decided I was going to blow dry my hair at the same time, and the generator shut off. So much for being able to handle 3,500 watts, I guess. That was weird. As you may have just seen, my batteries are still sitting at 80%, and I have an appointment in town that I have to go to. So I think what I'm actually going to do is just let my generator run and let my charger continue to put a charge on the batteries. Once my batteries reach 100%, that charger will just stop putting a charge on the batteries and just maintain them. I've got plenty of fuel in the generator, so that's not a problem. And it'll also keep my fridge cold here since I have the camper unhooked from the batteries right now. Last time I charged the batteries up to 80% and then shut everything off. As you may have seen, they didn't take long to come back down to about 12.3. So I really want to get these batteries to 100% to see how they're going to act after that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let the generator keep throwing a charge at those batteries with the charger, and maybe when I get back from town, maybe then they'll finally be at 100%. Now to locate my snow brush. Where the heck is that thing? Well, as you saw, I got to a 100% charge on the batteries. It was just 12.7, went to 12.6, but that's the highest I've seen these batteries in quite some time. So we'll see if by later tonight they're still around this or they're back down to 12.3, 12.2. Right? What do you think? Are you happy that the batteries are charged up? You probably just don't care. Yeah, you probably just don't care. Whatever. You're happy anyway, I think. Yeah. It might be mighty cold outside, but it's mighty warm in here with that fire going, I must say. The next morning, my batteries are 12.5. And normally in the mornings, they're down to like 12.1 or 12 or 11.9. So that's much better. Okay. I think the snow is going to melt today. Sun is coming out. It's not going to be the warmest, but there's not a lot of snow left already, so bye, bitch. I have 100% got to scoop the ashes out of here because they are way too high right now. Alright, wood stoves. Very nice and warm. Very messy and dirty and maintenance sometimes. Whenever I let the fire go out in order to scoop ashes, I take advantage of it, and at the same time I remove the pipe and just make sure everything's good and not so creosote-y. I'm going to check the outside chimney as well. And since I took the pipe out, I'll probably just give that a brushing out as well. Looks good and clear to me. Don't actually need to brush the chimney out, so that's good. I ripped this pipe off. It's actually really not bad at all, but I'm just going to give it a brush out just to get rid of this creosote that's kind of stuck to the walls, just to help prevent it from building up even quicker. Okay, ashes have been scooped, pipe's been brushed out. By the way, let's see what we got here. 12.6 on the batteries. Like I said, it's the best I've seen them in a while. Charging them up like that definitely helped. I probably should do that more often. Yeah. Alright, well, I was just running the generator vacuuming and it shut off on me again. So I'm really curious as to why my generator seems to be overloading from something that doesn't really take much power. I shut it off, I started it, and yeah, the generator just quit on me. I don't get it. I don't know what's going on with that thing. Huh, really quite frustrating. Yes, it has gas. Yes, it has enough oil. Before anyone asks. So I don't know what's going on with it. One of those mysteries, I guess. Where the sun is setting, all that snow is definitely melting off the roof and the solar panels over there. And I want to clean this one off because I'm about to fire up the diesel heater since I'm letting the fire go out and it is freezing out here. And I don't want those batteries dipping below 12.5 because I just finally got them there. Hey man. No? Okay. Ooh, definitely a layer of somewhat frozen snow on this panel. I did what I could. Hopefully the sun will get the rest when it comes around over there. And my wood is kind of full of snow, but again, hopefully the sun takes care of some of that, and hopefully later on today I get the rest of this put in the woodshed. Okay, the sun must have actually melted the snow in the panel because that's looking real nice. I know I need to replace the batteries in both this and my outside thermometer because it's been sitting at 3 degrees Celsius and 88% humidity and rain for like 3 days now, which isn't accurate. Yeah, time to swap out those batteries. I didn't think it was that overly long ago that I did this, but I guess maybe it was. Of course you take 2 different size batteries. This one takes AAA, this one takes AA. Convenient. There we go. That's a little bit better. I didn't realize it was 10 degrees outside because it feels a lot colder. I'm guessing the feels like temperature is, I don't know, 2. Also, where my hose was really like cracked and kinked there, I just ended up cutting the rubber, this stuff that was really hard and cracked, and put some Gorilla tape around this, and problem solved. I'm not cheap, I'm frugal. Why buy a new hose when this one works perfectly fine now? That gives me a little more room to work with once I move this stuff around. But I think I might actually winterize my scooter today. Maybe put some fuel stabilizer in. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this out of here and do that. Well, it is November, and since I don't plan on riding this anymore in this kind of cold, yeah, time to winterize. By the way, I did put Sriracha Scoot up for sale, and I started getting messages about her, and I had second thoughts. So, she's no longer for sale. We'll touch up on this again in the spring, maybe, and yeah. For now, she's going to get winterized, stored, and in the spring, maybe we'll make a decision again. What do we have left? 2.5 ounces. I put at least 1 ounce of this fuel stabilizer in, and try to make sure I have somewhat of a full tank as well. Well, she's fired up. Still don't know if that gas gauge is accurate. It is still going up, but close enough. Okay, well that's it. Sriracha's away for the winter. In her resting place, I guess. Yeah. Sorry I didn't get out much this summer on you, but it is what it is. Well, as you might be able to see, the sun is definitely going down through the trees here. So, didn't have enough time today to get this wood put in the shed, but save that for another day, and by then, hopefully the snow will be no longer sitting on it. By the way, I had a conversation with my stepfather, told him about my issue with the generator, and he suggested that it kind of sounds like it could be a fuel filter issue. So at some point, I will need to dig around and figure out where that is, and find it, and remove it, and replace it, and then see how things run after that. Okay, my outdoor thermometer is not reading correctly. It's saying 7. I know that it's not 7. I brought it inside to mess around with it a little bit. I know that's not right because my car has frost on it right now and it's like almost 9 o'clock at night. So it's also supposed to go down to like -2. So yeah, something is not correct with this thermometer. Okay, well that seems a little bit better because I brought this inside and it's just warming up. Makes sense that it would be 15 degrees. Yeah, does anybody know why these have A, B, and C settings? This has it and also this has it. So I just had to make sure they were both on the right one. Right now they're both on B. They were on A. I don't know. It's weird. Okay, yeah, that temperature makes way more sense. And yes, I've got it roasting in here. I left the draft open on the wood stove for quite a while and now it's just nice and toasty. That's how we like it. Nice and toasty. Right? At least I do. I don't know about you, Ramsey. You might mind it a little bit. Okay, here's something that hasn't happened to me in a long time. I'm trying to cook bacon and my propane just keeps going out. Now, I know I have lots of propane because I just filled my tank the other day. My regulator is frozen. I cannot switch the service. I know, I need to cover those tanks, but this hasn't happened at like 0 degrees Celsius ever. So why is it freezing now? I don't know, maybe I need a new regulator. This is why it's good to have backups. Cooking up that bacon finally. This propane works. Okay, well, breakfast done on the portable stove. Just so I can prove to you, Friday morning, that's today, 0 degrees feels like -2. Why is my propane regulator frozen at 0 degrees? That has never happened before. We've got another 0 degree morning, 8 a.m. Propane is still working. I guess that means my regulator is not frozen this morning. That's good. I did throw this little cover over the top here. It's not exactly the right size. It's meant for 20-pound propane tanks, but you know, it's what I got. Whoops, I ordered the wrong one ages ago. Yeah, my regulator's at least covered now. I think I'm going to wrap like maybe a hand towel or something around it too, just to keep it warmer. What are you screaming at, Mr. Squirrel? Yeah, so I don't know, you guys. I did a little bit of research. I have no idea why my propane regulator froze that day. Last year during the polar vortex, it didn't even freeze when I had that cover over it as a precaution. So I don't know. I read online that sometimes if your propane tank is overfilled, maybe the liquid propane gets into the right... I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you know. I have no idea. Maybe my regulator is failing, but all I can do is just test it and see what happens. It's another 0 degree day today and it didn't freeze. So yeah, I'm just gonna wrap it up and hope for the best. Also, let's see here. Since I've given my batteries a full charge, in the mornings they're usually 12.3 or 12.4. As you can see, the sun is like just coming up now, but yeah, my happy face has remained happy since I gave my batteries a full charge. Something else I'll just have to keep my eye on as we go, as it gets colder. It's a struggle every year with winter and living in these things, but it's still better than paying rent. And last but not least, I've been keeping my eye on those nighttime lows. We are in the first week of November, so it's only a matter of time before I have to winterize. If you've been around for a while, you know that I do winterize my camper every single winter for at least 4 months during the cold temperatures. Kind of inconvenient, but during that time I just shower elsewhere. And yeah, I just make sure I have my water jugs filled, keep them under the couch here. And then I have water inside for doing dishes, washing face, brushing teeth. And I just simply catch my water and make sure it doesn't go into the plumbing system. That's how I've been doing it for almost 7 years now. A lot of people say to me, well, just insulate your water lines, just insulate and you can run water all year round. Well, yeah, a lot of my water lines are hidden. For example, I have tons of water lines that are under the bathtub, and I'm not ripping that thing out again. I have a lot of water lines that are in hard to get to places, and it's not as easy as you might think. It's actually a lot of work involved in insulating all of that stuff, and I don't have an underground water source here. I just have my outside water tower, and I know people have said, well, just box around it and insulate that and whatever, but I still truck my water in, so then I have to find a nice mild day where my hoses aren't freezing up on me, and just, for me, I just suck it up and I winterize for 4 months. And yeah, it can be a bit of a pain, but sometimes it's less of a pain than doing all those other things. Anyway, I'll show you and explain all that stuff when we get there, because trust me, it won't be long before we get there. Getting colder and colder, so... Anyhow, I think that's going to be it from me here. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. See ya. I am going to make a morning cocktail. I'm kidding, it's 8 in the morning, but I'm having a mocktail. I just felt like having a strawberry and watermelon smoothie. Where's the watermelon? Oh, there we go. Oh no. Milk or water? I think I'll try milk this time. That is just fantastic, darling.